Right, great. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Very nice to see you here. It's Keith, and welcome. Today we've got a live lesson all about free time, lots of interesting language, vocabulary, a little bit of grammar today, and a few games and fun. Let's begin with a little bit of this. Hello, good morning, everybody. It's so nice to see you. Welcome to today's session. As I mentioned, today we're going to be looking at the topic of free time. Now, that can include things like, I don't know, hobbies, activities, bit of sport, anything that is not work, essentially, kind of your leisure time. We'll be looking at lots of interesting things. So that's it for today. Let me see who has arrived here today. Who have we got in? We've got Karen. Nice to see you here. We've got Negin all the way from Iran as well. We've got Ashraf, Teacher Keith. Hello, nice to see you. We've got Shambay from Ethiopia. No, so nice to see you. Imtiaj also from Bangladesh. Great. And we've even got people from Kyrgyzstan, if that's pronounced correctly. And of course, over in Vietnam, lots of students. Nice to see you, Han. Great to see you here. Lovely. We've got Sajib from Bangladesh as well. Nice to see you. Listen, welcome to today's session. Very excited about it. We're going to have some interesting activities. The live lesson lasts about an hour and a half, more or less. Let me explain what we're going to do right in today's session. By the way, if you are here on on YouTube, do press the subscribe to find out about upcoming lessons. I do have and notifications, right? I have normally every Saturday I have a recorded video you can see on YouTube, and the first Thursday of every month you can see this live lesson, right? So that's basically whenever the Thursday of the first Thursday of every month, today, May the 4th, may the 4th be with you, is time for live lessons, okay? So what have we got today? What are we going to do? We're going to do, as I mentioned, the topic of free time. Like this lazy little dog lying on the lino on the sea, enjoying his free time. Maybe that's what you do in your free time. We're going to find out today. We're going to be looking at plenty of vocabulary so you can discuss this topic confidently and answer questions confidently on it. We'll be looking at popular hobbies. What are the hobbies that you guys like, and what are the popular hobbies in the UK as well? Can you imagine a bit like this cat? I wonder what that's all about. We'll be talking about hobbies in the past as well. I mean, were things different in the past? I wonder, has the nature of hobbies changed nowadays? I don't know why he came up. I don't know where that came from. Model answers. I'll be looking at a model answer for a question today on the topic of free time. And of course, we're going to finish with a game of Kahoot, which is a way to review the vocabulary that we've seen in the lesson. So pay attention. No kipping, no sleeping, right? I'll be testing you at the end of the session. That's going to be a bit of fun and games. So free time. Let me check and see how you are all doing. Who's in here? We've got, hello, sir. Nice to see you. Zanigor from Uzbekistan, lovely, great. Joya from Bangladesh, quite a few from Bangladesh. We've got, this is Yan Wang, first time to participate. Welcome, lovely to see you here. We've got Kelly says, I'm glad to finally meet you in live, though I'm always watching your videos. First time as well. Okay, from Myanmar, you're very, very welcome. What else have we got? We've got also Kai from Myanmar. Ah, interesting. Farida, nice to see you. A very familiar face there. And Thiame, all the way from the Philippines. Great. Vinita says, I like to learn Spanish as my hobby. You should check out my Spanish channel. I have a few videos to help you learn Spanish. People love traveling. Maria loves traveling. Great. I think that's quite a nice and common hobby, but a very, very good one. Great. We've got Kiki from Taiwan. What about hobbies? Any other hobbies? We'll be discussing this in a moment, okay? We've got Okunjon from Uzbekistan. Lovely to see you. Nice. And Stacy from South Korea. Good. Okay, excellent. So let's kick off, right? Today's session. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to connect something. I'm always connecting things. I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And here is the question. I want you to fill the gap. So this is a kind of a test. So in the chat, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, just type in the answer, what you think the answer is, right? So here's the question I'm going to ask you. Actually, just one question. Let's begin with just one question. Whenever I have blank time, I like to go for a stroll in the park, right? That's the question. And now, I'm just going to connect something, hopefully. Okay, it's not connecting, but give me a moment. Okay, that's not connecting either. Let's try again. Just bear with me, guys. I am almost there. Right, if it's not working, we throw it out. It's fine. I was trying to get... No. Okay. Fill in the gaps, what you think it is in this one. Okay. I think I'm there now. Great. I think I've got it. I was taking my time. I can see all of your answers are coming up. I'm going to show you the answers on a screen over here. This screen over here. Whenever I have free is very popular. Leisure. Time can't be the answer because it's already got time there. Spare seems popular. Some is also a good one there. Whenever I have got time, yes, of course you could say got, of course. Whenever we, no, can't say we. Let's see what else we've got. Somebody's written Keith. Can't be Keith, I'm afraid. Can doesn't really work. Free is the big one. Free, leisure, got. Those seem to be the most popular ones. Spare. Excellent, good. We're getting lots of good answers there. So I was trying to get all your answers on the screen. That was it. Excellent, good. So it seems like the most popular ones are things like when I have some time, when I have downtime is a nice one. Whenever I have spare time is very popular, as Anna says. What else have we got? Free, Patra also said free. A lot of people have said free. That seems to be the most popular. Trung says leisure. Nice to see you, Trung. Again, great. Whenever I have time on hand, not quite, very, very close, but not quite there, but you're almost there. Okay, great. Some nice ones. So let me just go back and see what you were all saying. Free, spare, got, leisure. Those seem to be the best ones that we've got and the right ones. Whenever we have, so free time, obviously, spare time, leisure time. Whenever I have got time, you could say as well, of course. Makes sense, right? Whenever I have got time. free, spare, leisure, got. What else? Down. So downtime. Yeah. Downtime is actually one word, but you're right. Downtime. It is one word, and you could say downtime. So you're right, but it's one word. That's the only thing, right? Vacant. We wouldn't say vacant time. No, free time, not vacant. Respite and time doesn't really work. No. Playtime. Whenever I have playtime, playtime is only something a young child would say. So if you're at school, we have playtime. But if you're an adult, you wouldn't say that, okay? Whenever I have break time, again, break time is something a child would say at school, not in your work. In work, you would say, whenever I have a break, right? Or whenever I have some respite, but not time. It doesn't collocate with time. When I have my own time, whenever I have my own time, yes, whenever I have my own time, you could say that. I think what's even better there is whenever I have some me time, right? I think, Kiki, you're almost there, but I think that's even better, right? Very, very nice. Great. Alpha says convenience. Whenever I have convenience time, not really. Doesn't really collocate. Joya, I have own. No. Whenever I have own time, my own time. My own time, possibly. Some me time I think is even better. To kill time. Whenever I have, so here it's whenever I have time to kill. That's the expression you're after, right? Whenever I have enough time, yeah, that's good. Enough is another one we could put in. Yeah, all of those are great. I can see some of you are repeating your messages like 10 times. The messages are coming up so quickly, so I'm trying to pick out some. Please don't worry if I miss you. I do see you, really. I'm watching you. Whenever I have much time, whenever I have much time, no, I wouldn't say that. Whenever I have a lot of time, you could say, but that's three words, but not much time. Much we would use in a negative or a question. Whenever I don't have much time is okay. In the negative, yes. In the positive, doesn't really work. Okay. Brilliant. Quality time. We've got a question from somebody. Quality time. Jesse said quality time. Whenever I have quality time. But it doesn't make sense here because quality time is when you have special time with special people, right? It doesn't make sense here. I think here it's about free time. I'm not working, right? I think what would make sense for you, Jesse, is to say, whenever I have free time, I like to spend quality time with my family. That would be nice, right? So great suggestions, everybody. Thank you so much. Those are really, really good. Let's go back and just see what you were all saying here. Time, leisure, me, spare, me time, come up, great. Extra, okay, maybe extra time, whenever I have extra time. That's a possibility. I think you could say extra time. Extra time, whenever I have extra time. It sounds a little bit strange. Whenever I have extra time. Yeah, it doesn't sound quite right. I'm going to leave that, okay? Great, okay. Let me stop that. How do I do that? How do I stop you? Interaction completed. Okay, good. Let me move on to the next one. The next question is this one. My favorite hobby is blank music. My favorite hobby is blank music. So what could you put here? My favorite hobby is blank music. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give you a moment. Have a think. And as you're doing that, let's have a little bit of this. Okay, let's have a look on the screen. What's coming up? Listening. Ooh, listening music. That sounds strange. Listening to. That sounds better. Right? Be really careful, right? It must be listening to. Classical music. Yeah. Playing music. Yes. Enjoying music. Yes. All of those are good. Playing, enjoying, listening to. Classical. Nice. Very good. Pop music. Folk music. Yep. So you could have different kinds of music here. Okay, some nice ones. Let's see what you're writing up here. To listen to, yeah, you could say to listen to or listening to. Okay, so be really careful, everybody, including Manvi. Listening to, you must have the to, right? If you have enjoying, you don't need to. In fact, you mustn't use to. It's enjoying music. Enjoying music. Yeah, great. Sharing is a nice one. Yeah, sharing music. Nowadays, of course, you can share with your Spotify, your Facebook. Playing is good. Joe, if you are a producer and you actually do work in a studio, then yeah, producing music. That sounds very professional, right? I think if you're just playing the guitar at home as a hobby, it's not really producing music. That's more like making music. Producing music sounds professional, right? You've got all the gear, the special equipment to make music, yeah. Lily, perfect, great. What else have we got? To savor jazz music. Yeah, to savor music you could have is to savor jazz music or savoring. Diving into music, yes. The meaning here would be that you go into Spotify or a streaming service and you listen to lots of different songs and you explore lots of different kinds of music. Diving into is nice, yeah, nice. Singing music, that's very strange, Suhanor. I think you could say my favorite hobby is singing, but not singing music. That's a bit strange, right? Just singing. Natalia says listening to, where are you? Playing, recording, and making. All of those are good as hobbies. Very, very nice. Excellent. Wow. Scripting music, Twin and Win. Twin and Win, great name. Again, very professional, that is. That's literally you are a professional producer and you're writing music. I mean, scripting music sounds, that's a bit strange. I mean, writing music, yeah, is when you're writing the notes or you're writing the lyrics. Scripting sounds like you making the music for a film or for a play, like high-level professional stuff, right? Writing music is absolutely, that's nice, much, much better. Yes. Sophia, searching for music. Yeah, all of these are great. So let's start filling in. So the best one, listening to music, enjoying music, and then you could have different kinds. Well, let's have, you've got exploring, diving into, searching. Is searching music, searching for music. No, you can't search for music because it's easy to look for music, right? It sounds a bit strange to say that. Diving into, what else did we have? Making music, playing music. And then you could have all the different kinds, classical, pop, etc. Folk, I mean, you get the idea, right? There's lots of different kinds you could just have here. Anything else I missed out? Tasting music. Saman says tasting in music, tasting. I wouldn't say tasting music. Sounds a bit strange. Tasting music. Exploring, yes, definitely, yeah. I enjoy streaming music. Yeah, cat. You could say cat and a picture of a cat. Yes, absolutely. You could say that. Irina says composing. Again, if you're professional, then you can compose, write. What was the other one? Script, if you're making it for a film, right? Produce. Whoops. So I think all of those are much more professional level. Compose, write, script, produce music. Yeah. And that may be true. I'm sure we've got some professional musicians in the audience here today. I'm absolutely sure of it. So great. Sharing was the other one. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. On social media. Okay, lovely. Irene, always nice to see you here. Irina. Sending music, not clear. I think there's not enough context. You could send a music link to a friend. Creating, yeah. Creating again. It's this slight, well, is that professional? I'm creating music. Maybe, but I think also an amateur musician could say that. I think I could create music. Not great music, but I can create some music. The Wolf says, do you know you're that incredible teacher in the world? Wow, thank you so much. The Wolf, I think your avatar is the most incredible in the world. Nice, okay, great. So let's have a quick look. I'm really curious on what you have got here. Oh, okay. Some of these, yes. Digging. My favorite hobby is digging music. Yes, you could say that, digging music. Composing, listening to, enjoying, recording music is possible. Yeah. Very, very interesting, right? I'm going to save those later and we can capture them and come back to them. So well done. Lots of things and expressions there. Let's keep going. Let's go into a bit more depth, talking about, we've talked about free time, leisure time, spare time. Time to kill is a nice expression. When you have nothing to do, I have time to kill, right? In fact, you can say, whenever I have, let's move this. Whenever I have whenever I have free time, whenever I have leisure time, whenever I have spare time, whenever I have time to kill. Notice the pronunciation. Time to, the to becomes t, because we stress time and kill. Time to kill. Time to kill. Can you say that? Good. Don't write it. Just say it. Time to kill. Say with me the whole phrase. Listen to the da 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 da. Whenever I have time to kill. Dee 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 dee. Whenever I have time to kill. Right. Hey, start your answer in IELTS like that. Be great. Whenever I have time to kill, I share music on Spotify. Wow. Nice. Very, very nice. So keep practicing. Another one, I know somebody had about hand and time. Time on my hands is the expression. Time on my hands. What a strange expression, right? But meaning free time, leisure time, spare time. Whenever I have time on my hands, here a nice tip for your pronunciation is to link time on my. You can link those, right? So time on, mon, and the N and the N on my becomes one sound. Time on my. So in fact, the N, you don't say. You say time on my. Sounds like Mumbai. Mumbai in India. Time on my. Time on my. Can you say that? Time on my. Great. Say the whole thing. Time on my hands. Time on my hands. Notice because of elision, right? Elision is where sounds disappear. The D also disappears. Hand, hands. We don't say hands. It's impossible. There are 3 consonants, right? That's crazy. So we have this elision. The D sound disappears. Time on my hands. Get it? Time on my hands. Great. The whole thing together. Whenever I have time on my hands, let me slow you down. Whenever I have time on my hands. All together. Whenever I have time on my hands, can you feel the d d d d d d d d d d d d d d d? Whenever I have time on my hands, this is how you get that English intonation, right? It's the whenever I have a da 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 da. It's the stress, stress, stress. But you have to hit the right word, right? Whenever I have time on my hands, so you go into your IELTS, you go, whenever I have time on my hands, I listen to music. Boom. Lovely. Nice. So some little nice expressions. So this is just pronunciation. Of course, it's actually written like this. Okay. Pronunciation's so important. Listen, guys, if you didn't watch my video last Saturday on 5 pronunciation hacks, go and check it out. It's going to change your pronunciation radically. Downtime is another one. It is one word. So somebody had, if ever I have downtime, it's one word, downtime, right? Relax time, spare time. So all of these are synonyms, okay? Great. We've got, Pradeep says, whenever I have time on my hands, I read books. Kelly says, when I have all the time in the world, nice. I could prepare better for IELTS. Yes, yes, yes. Ida, whenever I have time on my hands, I'm listening to music. Now, Ida, this is very, very interesting, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to help a little bit because listening is something you do now, but whenever I have time on my hands is a habit. It's a repeated action, right? So you need the present simple, right? Whenever I have time on my hands, I listen to music. Ida, brilliant. Thank you so much for writing that and sharing with everybody, because a lot of people make the same mistake, right? Lovely, great. Can we say have time? Yes, Nipita, if I can put you up here. Can we just say have time? Whenever I have time. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can keep it simple. Absolutely. Romelia, it's great having you on the live lesson because you come up with these fantastic expressions that I totally forget. To be at a loose end, right? Whenever I am at a loose end, so natural, so beautiful. Whenever I am at a loose end, it means I have nothing to do, right? I have nothing special to do. I like that a lot. It's a really nice expression, to be at a loose end. Romelia, thank you so much. And let me just take this one, because the other expression, instead of saying whenever I have, very commonly in English we say, if I find myself with. Find myself with free time. It sounds grammatically strange, right? How do you find yourself? I mean, to find yourself, it sounds like you're going out to the mountains. I'm going to find myself. I don't know what I'm doing in life. I've lost direction. I need to find myself. Dun, dun, dun. Very, very strange, right? But we do say in English, if I find myself with free time, I like to listen to music. Or if I find myself at a loose end, I like to listen to music. You see how we're building up some really nice phrases here, yeah? Excellent. Very, very nice indeed. Yes. The voice is so low. Really, I better keep up my voice, keep it higher. Reza as well. Whenever I have nothing to get up to. Nice, great. I think I should make this slightly bigger, right? Also very nice. Have nothing to get up to. Yes. Okay, excellent. Good. Lily says, whenever Whenever, ever, whenever, ever. I think you're too quick, Lily. Whenever I have time on my hands, I learn English language. You can say English language, Lily, but I think it's better just to say English. Whenever I have time on my hands, I learn English. I think that's more natural, right? Lovely, great, thank you so much. Excellent. So we have lots of expressions here. Let's move on. So we're building, right? As I mentioned, we're building phrases. I like to, so we can say, whenever I have time on my hands, I like to, whenever. Notice whenever is one word, right? Whenever I have free time, I like to, da, 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 or I like doing something. So I like to listen to music, or I like listening to music. Because the like is in the present simple, we can say either like to listen, or you can say like present simple with listening, right? Both of these are good. Whenever I have free time, I like to listen to music. Whenever I have free time, I like listening to music. Also, again, notice the pause. When you're speaking English, don't feel that you must go ba 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 ba. Whenever I have free time, I like to listen to music. Right? Don't feel you have to do that. You can pause, and you should pause. You should make pauses. Whenever I have free time, I like to listen to music. That is the natural way to speak, right? So relax and pause in between the clause. Whenever I have free time, I like listening to music, right? The pause, it helps you, but it's natural as well, okay? So the question is it like with the infinitive or like with the gerund? The answer is both, right? But the meaning, well, that they both more or less mean the same. The meaning is slightly different, okay? Is slightly, only slightly. Basically, I like to do something is about a choice or a habit. Yeah. So if you want to say a choice or a habit, then we would say I like to, I don't know, I like to get up at 6 a.m. every on Fridays to go to the gym. It's an example, right? I like to get up at 6 a.m. on Fridays to go to the gym. That means it's a choice or a habit. I choose to do it. I like to listen to music when I have free time. It's a choice. Yeah. I like to listen to music when I am at a loose end. Oh, Romelia, you should come and work with me. That's great. Come and help me. Okay, so let's put all of this on one page just to make it clearer. A choice or a habit. I like to get up at 6 a.m. It's a choice. I like to listen to music when I'm at a loose end. It's a choice. However, if you want to say, to emphasize enjoyment, if you're emphasizing the enjoyment, then it's I like getting up at 6 o'clock. It's emphasizing the enjoyment. I love it. I like getting up. I enjoy getting up because the sun is beautiful. Okay, can you see the difference? I like doing it is the enjoyment. It's great. The sun is beautiful. It's so quiet. I like getting up. So emphasizing enjoyment. Likewise, I enjoy listening to music. I like listening to music when I'm at a loose end. What we're saying is that I enjoy it. I emphasize the enjoyment. So even though it's the same thing, right, it's a slightly different meaning. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So Terence says, I like singing on Sundays. He's emphasizing the enjoyment, right? He really enjoys it. Yeah. I like sewing something for my daughter. It brings me much joy. Yes, excellent. So you're emphasizing the joy and the enjoyment, right? I like shopping. I can see Pradeep in the shopping mall, smiling, spending his money, enjoying it, right? I like shopping. That's the difference, okay? Brilliant, nice. Thanks for the explanation. You're welcome. Maliwan says, I like to go to the market every Sunday. Great. So she's emphasizing the choice that she makes, yeah? You can see both are possible, but it's a slightly different meaning. Kemi, I can see Kemi in the bar, sipping beer, enjoying it. I like sipping. The way to remember, right, is enjoy is also with a gerund, and it's the same meaning. I enjoy sipping beer. I like sipping beer. That's the same meaning. That's how you remember it, right? Emphasize enjoyment. I like watching your channel on my leisure time. Oh, thank you so much. Great. I like watching your channel, enjoying it, right? It's great. I'm going to help you here just a little bit. Rusli, you say on my leisure time. Very common mistake. In my leisure time, right? In my free time. In. Very simple mistake, but thank you for that because now everybody knows. You're helping everybody. Mosen, I like to listen to the barking of your neighbour's dog. So funny. Now, I think here, Mosen, this is interesting, right? For two things. It's interesting because my neighbour has moved. So the dogs have disappeared. Yay! I'm so happy. My neighbour has moved house. Listen, I'm not happy because the neighbour has moved. I like the neighbour. I'm happy because the dogs have moved. That's the first thing. The second thing is, Mosen, I think you're talking about enjoy listening, right? Because you don't really choose to do it. I think I would say, and I might be wrong, but I think here, I like listening to is something you enjoy rather than choose because the dogs, you can't choose. I think, right? That's my opinion. Anyway, great. The neighbour's gone. Okay. So let's let me see where we are with everybody. Everybody here? Anna says, I do like spending my time with my best friend. Lovely. Danilo, also in my free time, thumbs up, well done. I like going out with my friends and enjoying it. Great. Beata, I like to meet once a month. So Beata makes a choice, has this habit, I like to meet. These are great examples, guys. Really good. So let me leave you with that and let's move on. Okay, here's my next activity. What are your hobbies and pastimes? Now, you can tell me now, but actually, I've been looking at your comments because I asked the YouTube community, guys on YouTube, this question. I wanted to see what kind of hobbies you have or pastimes, right? You can say pastimes as well. Hobbies or pastimes. Again, notice the past times. That T, actually, when we pronounce it, we don't say it. We're very lazy in English. If it's difficult to pronounce consonants, we just drop one sound. Pastime, not the T. Past. No, what am I saying? Past times. I'm thinking something different. Ignore me. Ignore me. Pastimes. What are your hobbies and pastimes? I'm going to show you a short video and let's find out what your hobbies and pastimes are, right? Let's have a look. So let's see what we can say about your favorite hobby. This is me. One of my hobbies is playing the violin. You can say, I'm into driving cars. Good. I love playing. Great. I'm obsessed with something, as Elham says. I love playing cricket, says Ramiz. I'm really into doing something. Great. This is all really good. I enjoy, now be careful, I enjoy reading here. Okay. Reading books. My favorite hobby is, you can just use the noun, reading books, playing chess. We can say, I'm fond of doing something, scrolling the news feed. Keith, I want more grammar. I'm keen on doing something, reading books. My favourite, Gigi Diamond, that's so kind of you. Watching your nice videos. We've got also visiting new places. You can just use the noun physical exercise. Doing a workout or working out, and just relax dude is into sleeping. Fantastic. I love those. Those are great. Just relax dude. What a great name. So there are things, that nice expressions you can use to talk about your pastimes. Let's have a look more closely and then I'll bring in some of the things that you're saying. So what are your hobbies or pastimes? You can just use the noun, right? You can just say, well, reading, sorry. Reading or riding a bike. Or cooking, right? So you can just use a noun, but remember the noun is in the gerund, right? If somebody says, what are your hobbies? Oh, read. No. What are your hobbies? Cook. No. Cooking. Oh, I see. What are your hobbies? Reading, cooking, watching Netflix, sleeping, right? You can just use the noun in the gerund. You can add, I like reading, I like cooking, I like sleeping. Some of the expressions you used here were, I'm into cooking, I'm fond of cooking. So actually what I'm going to do is make this really clear, because all of these are the same. I'm into cooking, I'm fond of baking, I'm keen on sleeping, I'm obsessed with sharing music on Spotify. Whenever I have free time, no, I'm obsessed with something. You can put the noun in the gerund. So the reason it's the gerund is because notice prepositions in English, right? If you have a preposition, and I mean into, of, on, with, a preposition followed by a verb is always a gerund. So you can see, I mean, here the cooking is actually a gerund used as a noun. It's a gerund, but it's used as a noun. But prepositions, for you to remember, always followed by a gerund noun or a verb in the gerund, right? I like going to visit my friends. So we could make some very quick and simple examples with these things that you said. I'm into cooking. I'm fond of sleeping. Let's say sleeping in. Sounds a bit better. I'm keen on studying English. Right? Not English language, just English. I'm obsessed with listening to K-pop. K-pop is right, Korean pop music. I'm obsessed with listening to K-pop. For example, right, all of those are nice ways of saying that, okay? Great. Let's see some of the things you've got. My favorite hobbies, my favorite hobby is working out at mornings. I'm obsessed solving puzzles. Great. Nipata, you're almost there. I'm going to help you a little bit. My favorite hobby is working out at mornings, in the mornings. And I'm obsessed. Now, you'll notice now, you'll realize because we've just said obsessed with, I'm obsessed with solving puzzles. But you got the solving perfect. So actually, you can say, my favorite hobby is working out in the mornings. Pause. And I'm obsessed, pause, with solving puzzles. Okay, great. That's nice. Yes. Toton Katon, I'm keen on playing tennis recently. Good. Very, very nice, really. Sunny says, oh, this video is helpful. You're welcome. Thank you. Great. Irina says, I'm obsessed with drawing animals. Really? You should share some of your drawings with us. Nahian, I'm fond of playing chess. Beautiful. Great. You're getting it. Maliwen says, I'm into sewing. Great. Niggin, I'm crazy about meeting up with my friends every Sunday. Brilliant. You've all become fluent. This is so good. Great. I'm fond of solving puzzles. I have neck for playing violin. Ah, Muhammad Riso. I think I know what you're trying to say. I think you're saying I have a knack. I think that's what you're saying, right? I'm not sure, but I think you're saying I have a knack. Not a neck, but a knack, a skill, right? For playing the violin. Great. Victoria, I get pleasure from skiing. Victoria, yes, but it sounds a bit strange. I get pleasure from skiing. You can say that, and I understand it, and sometimes you could say that. I enjoy skiing. I get pleasure from... I think... I'll tell you why I think it's strange. I think you would say, naturally, I get pleasure from something more specific. So if I'm talking and say, listen, I enjoy... Let me just switch. I think if I say, I enjoy skiing because I get pleasure from racing down the slope, right? I enjoy skiing, but I get pleasure from racing down the hill. More specific, right? I enjoy reading. I get pleasure from flipping the pages slowly, right? I think I get pleasure from is more specific. Okay, good. Nice. Thank you for sharing that. I'm into watching TV series, says Nikki. Me too, Nikki. Have you watched The Diplomat? I was watching that the last week. Absolutely great. If you're into that kind of thing. Gosh, we've got reading, Han Queen. I'm fond of earning money. Oh, fond. Yes. Fond. I thought, found? What have you found? Have you found money? I'm fond of finding money. Great. Maria says, Okay, similar. Maria, you're almost there. I'm going to help you a bit. I am fond, right? I am fond of painting watercolors. Maria, you must share them. Show us more. Great. We had some others. Celine, I'm into cross-stitching and diamond painting. I don't know what diamond painting is. Maybe you can share a photo on our Facebook page or group. Okay, what else have we got? Jenny says, in my free time, I like doing yoga and playing the ukulele. Wow, that's a nice instrument. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Okay. Nikolai, I get a lot of pleasure out of skiing. Yeah, yes, possibly. Yeah, I get a lot of pleasure out of skiing. I enjoy skiing. And then I get a lot of pleasure out of the specific thing, maybe. I get a lot of pleasure out of drinking beer in the evening after the ski. Okay, listen, let's move on. This is all very, very interesting. It's really interesting, but I realize I'm dragging my heels, right? I'm going a bit slowly. What's that? Facebook page? Oh, just to let you know, join the Facebook page. If you are not aware of the website, keithspeakingacademy.com, go and check it out, right? Especially if you're preparing for IELTS. It's going to be very, very useful for you. Okay, little advert. Good. Other expressions, I dabble in acting, dabble. So to dabble, yeah, that was an extra one just to share with you. It's a nice, a bit unusual, but it's nice. To dabble in or to dabble with is to take a not too serious interest in something for a short time. For example, this is true. I dabbled in acting when I was at university. You see, even I forget the prepositions. It means I did some acting, not very seriously. It was with friends. It was for fun. And it was just for a year. It was a short time. So I'm not a professional, right? Like cooking. I love to cook. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy it. I sometimes dabble with new recipes, right? It's a really informal word, but it's a nice one to impress your examiner. I like dabbling with new recipes, right? Something like that. And do remember to use adverbs, because this is an easy way to improve, not improve, to sound more natural, to use really and quite. I am really fond of painting. I quite like painting watercolors. I'm quite into window shopping, right? We've got somebody says that. I quite like singing. I'm really obsessed with watching Netflix series. Okay, nice, great. Enoka says, I dabble in playing netball. Yeah. I dabbled in dancing when I was in school. Great. I'm keen on trying skydiving, but get cold feet when the time comes. Julia, don't get cold feet. It's great, yes. Go for it. Go and do some skydiving. I think also I get cold feet, right? I get nervous because I don't like heights, right? Very, very good. Great, Anna, you've got it. I'm really into playing the guitar. I love that. You've got the guitar. Most people forget. I'm really into playing the guitar. Mia has dabbled with playing acoustic guitar. Me too. Me too. Yes. Great. Azar, I'm going to share this one because this one as well, a lot of students get confused. It's a really good sentence, Ajar. So we've got, in my free time, I enjoy reading English book. The thing is with the book, because I suppose you don't just read one book, right? You enjoy reading English books. A lot of people make this mistake. They use the singular rather than the general plural. In my free time, I enjoy reading English books. Yeah, that's it. Olalada, I enjoy reading books. Yes. Layla, welcome. I'm so sorry I'm late. I didn't know you're late, but thanks for telling me and thanks for coming. Great to see you here. I'm really keen on doing some exercise. Yeah, this is great. Really good. Get cold feet equals hesitate for doing something. Yes, hesitate, get nervous about it, and maybe stop. Very good. Dabble, is it a verb? Yes, it is. To dabble. Yep, I like to dabble. Yes. I dabbled in driving. that means that you stopped, okay? So just be careful. It's for a short time. If you still drive, don't say that. You say, I enjoy driving, but I dabbled in driving for a time and then I stopped. So just be careful. Dabble is something you did, but then you stopped, right? Or something you do at the moment if it's in the past tense, because it's I dabbled. If it's in the past, it's something that has stopped. If it's in the present, it's okay, right? Now, I like to dabble in driving. But dabble in driving is strange because when you drive, you always drive, right? Maybe you can dabble in driving go-karts, right? Those special cars or something. Okay, good. I'm going to move us forward. I'm going to move us forward to the next activity. Gosh, I've got so much. Let's see. What shall I do here? I'm just going to share these with you because we're building up phrases, right? We've been saying, if I have free time, or whenever I have some leisure time, or if I find myself at a loose end, I like to go window shopping. I like to play the violin, right? I like playing the violin on Saturdays if I have free time. And now we can add the reason. Whenever I have free time, I like playing the violin because, and now we can develop our answers, right? So we're helping you, I'm trying to help you develop your speaking skills and develop your answers so you can speak confidently in the IELTS test or anywhere in the world, right? So developing the answer. Let's move on to how we can then extend. I like this, because, right? Very simple. It helps me, you could say it helps me unwind. Unwind is to relax. In fact, all of these are the same meaning. Unwind, relax, disconnect, kick back. They all mean relax. You can say it helps me unwind. It's a great way to unwind. Okay. Notice again the to becomes t. It's a great way to unwind. Okay. Your stress probably on the great. It's a great way to unwind. To unwind. To unwind. To unwind. There's a word. To unwind. To unwind. Sounds like a strange, almost an African name. To unwind. To unwind. Say with me. It's a great way to unwind. Interesting sound, right? Again. D-D-D-D. D-D-D. Again. It's a great way to unwind. Put it all together. It's a great way to unwind. You don't have to go vroom in the exam. It's a great way to unwind. It's a great way to unwind. It's a great way to disconnect. It's a great way to kick back. You've got it. Great. Great. You can also say, other things you can say are, I find it therapeutic. So just to be clear, these are verbs, right? These are adjectives. Because I find it is, you're going to be describing, you're describing how you find it. It's an adjective. I find it therapeutic, relaxing, rewarding, satisfying. All of these are very, very similar. Excuse me. I can't burp in a live stream. Excuse me. Therapeutic, relaxing, rewarding, satisfying, very similar meaning, right? They just mean that you're relaxing, rewarding. I find it therapeutic. 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 Nice. Good word. Excellent. Good. Okay. Now then, Joe, I thought therapeutic is on the formal side. It's a nice word. I think no. I think it's absolutely, I would call it more neutral. I don't think it's too formal. I think absolutely in speaking, it's fine. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's used more in a formal setting, but it's fine to use for speaking as well. Kemi says, I like swimming because I find it therapeutic. Lovely, lovely. Gronk, live? Of course. Yes. What else have we got? April says, nice to see you, April. I love snowboarding. I find it relaxing and a great way to reconnect with nature. Very, very good. Nadim, it's a great way to learn. Great. Yay, I find it satisfying in listening your YouTube channel. I'm going to help you with prepositions, right? I find it satisfying listening to your YouTube channel. That's all you need. I find it satisfying listening to your YouTube channel. The listening is the enjoying thing. Do you remember? Right? I like doing exercise because it's a great way to disconnect and change my pace. Not my. I don't. No, you can't say change my pace, but change pace, right? Change pace of work or change pace of activity. Yes, great. Pepe, I find hiking in the mountains is a great way to escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. That's great. That's nice. The hustle and bustle of the city. I'll just help you out a little bit there, Pepe. It's a Spanish name, right? But Fu is not a Spanish name. That's interesting. Fatima, I find crochet therapeutic. Great. Okay, lovely. Great comments. Please share your YouTube channel. English Speaking Success. English Speaking Success is the YouTube channel. Yes. Because you're on Facebook, right? Sarah, I find this hard to believe, but maybe it's true. I really like washing the dishes. I find it therapeutic. Sarah, I hate washing the dishes. But hey, everyone to their own, right? Lovely. Okay. What if I don't have any hobbies, right? As such. Okay, if you don't have any hobbies, you can say, blah, blah, blah isn't my thing. So if you're, I don't know, you can say, well, my wife enjoys gardening. That's her hobby, but gardening isn't my thing. Or cooking isn't my thing. Right? It's just I don't do it. I don't like it. Okay. It isn't really for me. Why? Because I'm always swamped with work. Right? I'm swamped with work. I have too much work. Or I struggle to find time. I don't have any hobbies as such. I'm always swamped with work. And I struggle to find time. My wife likes gardening, but gardening isn't really for me. You can put all of these together to make a beautiful answer. Great. Tran, this is nice. Not using social media and listening to some music. And listening to some music helps me to relax. Yeah, I'll take out the it's. I don't think you need it's here, right? Tigran, it's a great way to chill out. Farima, I find studying rewarding. Me too. Very nice. Very, very nice. Ava, hello, Ava. I do like riding a bike because I find it relaxing. Nice. Excellent. Very, very, very nice. Okay. Kelly, I find your live sessions are spectacular. Wow. As it helps me to practice for intonation and the idea for each contents. Great. Good. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Excellent. Good. Kelly, let me take you off screen for a moment. I'm going to move on because we have been looking a lot at free time. Okay. And we've been looking at, we haven't looked at popular hobbies. We've been looking at vocabulary. Popular hobbies. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's what we're going to do next. Popular hobbies. Okay. Here's the question for you. Ta-da. Which hobbies are these? So I'm going to show you a picture somewhere, if I can find a picture. Can I find it? Yes. I'm going to show you a picture, and I want you to tell me which hobbies these are. Just chat. Just chat. Write in the chat, which hobbies are these? Oh, right. Back. So, a lot of you said gardening. So you said, let me take you off. So, number one. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll tell you what I can do. Let me put this. Bear with me. I can make this easier. I think I can make this easier. Can I put this here? You're all thinking, what's he doing? Well, who's he talking to? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Just ignore me. I love talking to myself. Here we go. Which hobbies are these? So we had number one, a lot of you said gardening, watering plants. Perfect. Gardening, watering plants. Number two is tricky because you can't see. Some of you said playing cards, and some of you said doing puzzles. I think number two is doing puzzles. They're doing a jigsaw together. So it's doing puzzles, right? You could say, I mean, Elam, this is a good point, right? She says family gathering. That could be a hobby, right? Family gathering, getting the family together. Number 3, some of you said golf. Mm-mm. Some of you said cycling. Mm-mm. What else? Some of you said fishing. Number 3 is fishing. It could be spending time with your family as well, right? But it was actually fishing. So that's right, Ahmed. Fishing was number 3. Definitely fishing. It is definitely fishing. And number 4 could be many things. Most of you said photography. Snapping photos, somebody said. Yep, taking photos, photography. What else? Taking a picture, taking photos. Sightseeing, that's interesting. Henrietta says dining with family, fishing, sightseeing, as in being like a tourist, visiting the sites. It could be. Number 4 is very, very strange. It's train spotting. Number 4 is train spotting. Train spotting, you may have heard of the famous film Train Spotting. It's actually a hobby in Britain. It's a very, very strange hobby. Some people like to go to the train station, and when the train comes past, they have a notebook of all the train numbers in the UK. And when you spot the train, you see the train with the number, you cross it off. And you can spend weekends traveling around the country looking at trains and ticking off the train number, spotting all the trains in the country, train spotting. It's a very interesting hobby. I think it's a bit strange, but interesting as in strange. It's an interesting hobby. It could be. And some people take photos of the train and they tick it off, right? So that could be train spotting. It was train spotting, but it could be photography. I mean, there are lots of different hobbies, right? Very, very interesting. So there are lots of possibilities. Next, then, I want to ask you, what do you think are the most popular hobbies in the UK, right? I mean, we've looked here, fishing, we've looked at gardening, puzzles, photography. What do you think are the most popular hobbies in the UK? April, you've got a quick question there. Do Europeans love people watching? Yes. Germans consider it a hobby. Ha ha. Gosh, the British love people watching. I think the Spanish love people watching. I think the Italians do as well. I think train spotting is really funny. It is, yes. Evan, I think you can have plane spotting as well. I've heard of plane spotting. Oh, here we go again, says Gronk. Some people have too much free time on their hands. Yeah, tell me about it, Olga. Tell me about it. So what do you think are the most popular hobbies in the UK? Let's have a look. I'm going to start the next question up here. So we're going to do a poll and we're going to see if this works. Let's try. What do you think are the most popular hobbies in the UK? We'll see if this works. Visiting street markets is quite popular. Rugby is quite popular, yeah. Swimming is also popular. Football, absolutely, yes. Riding a bike, these are popular. I'm not sure if the poll is working, but let's keep looking. Gardening, watching TV. Oh, the poll is working. Look, it's come up. Gardening seems to be number 1. Jogging, walking. So these are your answers, right? Playing video games, Yasin? Possibly. Going to the pub? Maybe. Watching TV shows? I think that's very popular, yes. Up here we've got gardening number 1. Jogging and walking number 2. Oh, gardening has gone to number 1. That's from what you think is the most popular. A lot of you say baking. That's interesting. And drinking a cup of tea. Drinking a cup of tea, is that a hobby? Oh, the stereotype of the British person. Let's go and drink a cup of tea. Actually, I know some people who do that as a hobby. It is true. Great. What else have we got? Let's take these off for a moment. That's gone down. Thank God. Drinking a cup of tea has gone down. Fishing is, you think fishing is the number two. Gossiping. What? Gossiping? You think British people gossip? Yeah, they do. They do. Okay, watching football, baking, reading. Football is up there. Anna, I love your comment. That is so good. According to Agatha Christie, the most popular hobby in the UK is killing relatives. Yes. Dear, yes. I'm thinking about it. What am I going to do this weekend? Who can I kill? It's hard, isn't it? Reading, I think, is very popular in the UK. Yep. Collecting seashells, also, if you live on the coast. Johnny Beck, I can see your strategy, but listen, not very good. I consider most British people tend to do gardening as well as drinking tea. Maybe. Football, funning, yes. Hanging out in bars, I think you're absolutely right. Hanging out in bars is very, very true. Playing polo, playing golf. Yeah, polo. I guess polo's more for the elite. I think that's more a kind of a upper class thing, I think, because it's quite expensive, right? Farrimer says, although I'm not a train spotting fan, it seems it's the most popular hobby in the UK. Gardening, says Jane. Interesting. Football playing. Beata, I think you mean playing football, right? Goulden says football. English humour. Right, great. But not a hobby. Shopping. Yeah. Forward deck. I think shopping, absolutely. Yes, very, very popular. Window shopping, right? I think with the recession, what more and more people are doing now is window shopping. Shopping, yes, but window shopping, just to help you, is when you go shopping but you don't spend money. So you just go looking in the windows but you don't spend money. We call that window shopping. Times are hard. There's a recession. People don't have money to spend. So window shopping is a big hobby. Absolutely. So baking seems to be the top. Johnny Beck with his sense of humour, number 2. Gardening seems to be number 3. Fishing, reading, watching football. Very, very interesting, right? I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, there's a website here which will give you the actual answer. So I'm going to put this up and I'll show you. I'm going to ask Burns if you can share this as well if you can share this in the chat with me, that would be great. Let me show you the most popular hobbies in the UK. Here we go. Business solutions. I don't want business solutions. No. Oh, no. Come on. I don't want that. Don't you hate pop-ups? Oh, come on. To access this forecast. Oh, no. Now, that's not true because before it wasn't doing it. So let me go incognito. And I think I can access it. Oh. That's strange because earlier it gave me the answer. Oh, that's so disappointing. How does it? Maybe that's interesting, right? Because earlier that wasn't the case. Fortunately, I did make a copy with the actual answer. And here was the answer, right? Da, 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 da. Reading was number 1. The most popular hobby in the UK is reading. Cooking, actually cooking and baking, was the number 2. Traveling, number 3. Socializing, number 4. Pets, number 5, right? Pets are hugely, hugely popular. Playing video games was up there. Gardening, British people love their gardens. DIY, which if you don't know is do it yourself, which is basically repairing the home. Let's say doing renovations at home. I mean, anything, you know, like these shops like Leroy Merlin and Bricomart and there's lots in the UK. But where you go and buy the drill, the hammer, the nails, you do things in your house. I've got hiccups. DIY. Doing sport is very low. That's not good, is it? What's happening? Why are British people not doing sport? No wonder we're all getting fatter and fatter. Sport, very, very low on the list. Watching films, Netflix, running, fishing, photography, and painting. That was the order. That's very, very interesting, right? Thank goodness I made a copy. Let me just put those with numbers to help you. Right, very interesting. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Drinking tea is not up there. Notice it's not up there. Doing DIY, exactly. Thank you, Johnny Beck, for the clarification. Wilson, yeah, I think you live in the UK, I'm guessing. Horse race betting is very, very popular. It is. They're lazy as sloths, yes. Right, Milda, great to see you here. This is a really good point. I think hobbies are linked to particular age groups. Kids enjoy football, martial arts. Elderly people, bird watching, good. Gardening, reading books. My generation, you're not telling us your age, Milda. Haha. Traveling, socializing, cooking, watching TV. Great. Very, very good point. And it's such an important point. If you're doing IELTS and you're talking about this, you can absolutely give examples of different age groups. It's a great strategy, right? Talk about different age groups, and it's really, really useful. Watching Friends was the hobby, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it still is for some people. I think so. Yes, it still is. Okay. Let's move on. I'm going to move on, and we've been talking about popular hobbies, right? Popular hobbies like gardening in the UK. Let's talk briefly about hobbies in the past. Hobbies in the past, okay? So, things we can say when we want to talk about hobbies in the past. How have hobbies changed over the years? Well, in the past, we used to You could also say previously we would talking about a habit in the past. Back in the day, we often with a simple past. So notice we can use three ways to talk about the past. We used to do something, we would do something, or we often did something. Okay. So putting in some very simple examples, in the past we would play outside. We used to play outside. We would play outside. We often played outside. Okay. In the past, we used to play outside. Again, when you're doing this, when you're writing and practicing, remember to pause. So with a clause, pause. After a clause, pause. In the past, pause, we used to play outside. Similarly, previously, pause, we would play outside. Back in the day, pause, we often played outside. Okay, so use that pause to really help you phrase correctly. Other ideas. In the past, we used to go rambling. We used to hike. We used to go hiking. We used to go trekking. We would get some fresh air. We often explored nature. These are just some ideas, right? That I think nowadays maybe we don't go outdoors so much, especially looking at that British poll. People are inside. In the past, we used to play outside much more. Kemi, in the past, can I use initially? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. In the past, we used to purchase CD discs. We did a long time ago. Yes. Negin, in the past, we used to get together more often than nowadays. Exactly, right? Very, very good. All good examples. And then you can say now. So you can talk in the past, and then you can say nowadays we tend to DDD. Or these days we typically DDD. So nowadays we tend to spend more time indoors. For example, right? Oops. Spend more time indoors. Dun, dun. So these are nice phrases we can use. Nowadays, we tend to... These days, pause, we typically spend more time indoors. Or we are glued to our screens, right? How often are you glued, literally, glued to your screens? Idiomatically, it's an idiomatic expression. It means spending a lot of time on your phone, computer, television. Spend a lot of time indoors, right? So we can go from the past, in the past, previously, back in the day, and then you can say nowadays, and then you can say in the future, well, what do you guys think in the future? What will change in the future? Huda, great to see you here. We used to watch TV again. Back in the day, children used to play outside much more. Great. Layla says, when I was a student, I used to watch animations on the big screen. I would go swimming. Yes. Mohammed, in the past, I used to play outside. Great. Previously, we would enjoy walking in nature. Excellent. These are really, really good. Great. Dipendra, back in the day, we often went for playing volleyball. We often went to play volleyball. Just let me help you out a little bit, right? We often went to play volleyball. Or we often played, you could say. We often played volleyball, right? Whoops. Hang on. Whoops. Okay, good. Fashion designing? As is, we will work as robots. I think in the future, everything will become virtual, right? The metaverse, right? In the future, we will be glued to our screens, yes. Virtual. We will be glued to our screens. Even more than now, maybe. Milav, in the future, blogging and creative writing will be popular. Yes, yes. Like blogging. Okay, great. In the future, everything will be better. I love your optimism, Farima. Great. Very, very good. Joe says, I hope we could do VR travel indoors in the future. We might travel virtually in the future. In the future, we might travel virtually. Yes, exactly. You could say we might use augmented or virtual reality. Both, maybe. Augmented and virtual reality to travel virtually. Right? We could add all of those. In the future, there is no need for hand workers. For hand workers? Oh, I think you mean for manual workers. There is no need for manual workers, right? People working with their hands. Great. Hiba. In the future, the spaceships will be faster. Yes, they will. Sanja, in the future, you will be stronger. I hope so. Probably. Maybe. Anna has a good point. In the future, I think we will return to our old hobbies, simple hobbies. Possibly. Possibly. Very, very interesting, right? So there's lots of things there we can talk about. Talking about the past, the present, and the future with a wide range of grammar is always a good strategy in IELTS speaking, right? Okay, good. I'm going to move on. Just before I move on, I've got some information to tell you. So a lot of students, not a lot of students, we have a number of students on the Gold course, and more people are joining, which is great. If you don't know the Gold course, it's the most popular course I have. It's kind of the biggest course for IELTS speaking. Basically, it's where you develop your English speaking skills so you can face the examiner with confidence, right? Learning strategies, learning the language, the natural conversational English that you need, developing pronunciation. The Gold course is getting better and better. And we're doing now new things which are, I think, quite exciting. In the Gold course now, we have weekly breakout rooms where 2 or 3 students come together to practice their English, right? So basically, let me just show you over here if I can. Yes, speaking breakout rooms, a bit like this. So 2 or 3 students join together without me. I'm not there, but they just go in. We have this on Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, and Mondays, different times. So wherever you are in the world, you can join. And just for an hour, you get to practice with different groups of students, practicing speaking English, practicing IELTS questions, developing your answers. So all the things you're learning on the course, you are practicing and practicing so that A, you build confidence, B, you build fluency, but C, you're increasing your cultural awareness. Because we've got people from Poland, Vietnam, and China all together in the same room, and you're just meeting people all around the world. And I think it helps with our cultural understanding, which I think is nice. So this is new on the Gold course, and it's happening regularly. It's really interesting. I think students are enjoying it over the course. We've got the regular schedule, which is coming out now. And it's something that is proving very, very popular at the moment. I'm just going to share with you, this was Misa who got in touch the other day on the Facebook group. Misa said, I took the exam at 4:30. I never thought I could get a band 7 in my test. It is my first attempt. Unbelievable. Thank you, Keith. Your twine room, that's the breakout room, really helped me so much. Thank you to all the guys in the breakout room. I will work harder on other parts in the next few months. So Misa is continuing as well. And this is interesting because I find a lot of students continue on the Gold course after IELTS. They're still going. Another thing that is new on the Gold course, which I could just tell you about, is in order to review vocabulary, I've created some mini stories, some novels. And so these are reviewing the vocabulary inside the actual course. So you're studying, but then you're reviewing in a fun way. It looks a bit like this. Watchful Eyes, a tale of love, danger, and survival. Chapter 5, History. From the comfort of their tent, they heard a rustling sound in the trees. A wild cat, a caracal, had wandered close to their tent. It seemed to be looking for food. And it goes on and on. So these are interesting stories to review the vocabulary in the test as well. Infinix. Lesson finishing. No, it's not finishing. The lesson is continuing. Stay with me. We're gonna continue. I just wanted to update you on the Gold course. The other thing in the Gold course is we do 2 live lessons a week, and there's a growing library of live lessons. The topics we've covered in the past, you can see here, old people, apps, websites. So we do live lessons in the Gold course. So similar to this live lesson, but every second and third Thursday. So you get extra live lessons. They're recorded, so you can access them. All the latest topics are there, like this, right? We've had t-shirts, keys and puzzles, different topics, and all of these videos you can get inside the Gold course, basically. So I wanted to let you know about the changes and also news about the Gold course. So we've got these weekly breakout rooms for speaking practice. Great. We've got these new stories to review and enjoy vocabulary, and this growing library of live lessons. So the price of the Gold course is going up. I'm going to increase it to 120, right? USD. Right now it's 97, and right now you can still get it at 97. But on the 1st of June, I'm going to increase the price to 120 because it's just growing and I think getting better and better. And there's more coming. I'm still continuing to make it better and better. So with all of these extra things, breakout stories, growing library, it's getting better. It's going up 1st of June, so you can still get it today at 97. You can still get it in May at 97, right? So anytime within May, you can still get this at the $97, but it will go up. That's it. That's my quick advertisement, just to let you know. So great. We've got Clara, first time to join from Qatar. Welcome, Clara. We're still going. We've still got plenty of things to cover. We've got Manvi. Thank you, Manvili. I totally recommend anyone to buy the course. Every penny is worth it, particularly the breakout rooms. Great, Manvili. That's nice. I'm so pleased you're enjoying it. Layla says, the great teacher who always improves his method. I'm always trying to make it better. Yes. You are a godsend. Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you so much. Romelia, do you have advanced courses? Well, people on the course are going for band 7 and band 8. So it is quite advanced. It's not specially for advanced. It's for moving from a band 6 to a 7 or a 5 to a 6 or possibly 7 to 8. But it's not specialized in advanced. It's specialized in IELTS, right? Hello from Lima. Good morning, Lima. Nice to see you. Olga from New Zealand. Nice to see you. Great. Trang T. Missed your live, but I'm here today. Great. So we've still got things to do. Great. Guys, let me just update where we are. We have been looking at hobbies in the past. I've been telling you about the Gold course. Model answer. It's time for a model answer. Okay. I'm going to take a question about free time. We're going to watch a model answer, and I have a question for you. So let's have a look. Model answer time. Da, da, da. Here's the question, right? It's an activity. I'm going to describe an activity I enjoyed in my free time when I was young. I want you to listen and watch and answer the question, what activity did I enjoy? Okay, that's it. Simple question. Listen carefully and decide or identify or spot what activity or which activity did I enjoy? Okay. April, there's no breakout room today. Not today, no. Great. We've got, just as a show, some interesting comments. Pepe, thank you so much. The Gold course is brilliant. I feel so lucky to be in the group. Great. Pepe's there in the Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group as well. Samira, thank you for your comment there. I owe my sincere gratitude for your teaching. Thank you so much. Patra says, I'm very impressed with your teaching. Thank you. Great. Maftuna, thanks for your live lessons. It might be delightful if your gold courses are lower. The gold course is going up in price, not down. However, there are lots of videos on YouTube. I do have a free course on Teachable. It's called Crack IELTS. If you go to my website, Keith Speaking Academy, you can find out about that, Maftuna. Okay. Muhammad, how long do the gold sessions last? The gold course is an online study course. You study on your own, but the breakout rooms are every week. They last an hour for each session. I think that's what you mean. Okay, let's get into it. Let's have a look. The activity I enjoyed. So what activity did I enjoy? Are you ready? Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to watch, okay? Great. I can see the thumbs up coming up. Excellent. Let's get in there. Let's watch. Well, this is a tricky one because as a kid, as far as I remember, right, we had so much free time and I did so many activities, whether it was playing footy or playing TIG in the park, lots of outdoor activities. It's difficult to choose, but the one activity I'd like to tell you about is one that I grew to love as a teen, and it is playing the guitar. So I took it up when I was about 15 years old. And I remember I took it up after listening to a famous guitarist, Eddie Van Halen, who has since passed away. And I was smitten. I loved it. I knew I wanted to play like him. I think at that time, I wasn't really one for hobbies. I mean, I remember my parents were always going on at me to pursue a hobby. They said it would look good on my CV and when applying for a job. So in the end, I took heed and I decided to take up the guitar. I got into it big time. I would while away the hours practicing, practicing my scales, playing by ear, picking up tunes as I went along. It was great. I think for me, it was a great way to disconnect from study. In fact, so much so that I remember my parents were quite on edge, worried that it was interfering with my studies. So we had to agree a fixed time for playing the guitar and a fixed time for study. So I could only play in my scheduled downtime. Talking about the impact on my life, I think it's been very beneficial for my life. I joined a band at university and it was a great way to socialize and meet other friends. And for me, music has always kind of been a major part of my life since then and up until today. Excellent. Great. So I think you've got it. I've seen most of you, yes, have got the answer. What activity did I enjoy? It was, of course, playing the guitar. Spot on. Well done. Most of you have got that. Great. Wilson says, when I was young, I used to play the guitar. Yes. Gen Marie, playing a guitar. Yes. Playing the guitar. Gen, let me help you. Because I don't know why we say the, but it's not a particular guitar, although it is. We say playing the guitar. Yes. Novel experience. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Great. Okay, good. Next question. Let me take this off a moment. Is we're going to listen again, and I want you to note any useful vocabulary. So in the chat, just listen and note any useful vocabulary, particularly collocations or idioms, right? Collocations or idioms. And you might hear a few. I've put some subtitles on to help you as well. And let's find out together what you think, or make a note of any useful vocabularies. Okay, ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Huda's asking if I still play the guitar. I don't. I play the violin, but not the guitar now. No. Okay, let's go. Let's listen one more time. This is it. Well, this is a tricky one because as a kid, as far as I remember, right, we had so much free time and I did so many activities, whether it was playing footy or playing tig in the park, lots of outdoor activities. It's difficult to choose, but the one activity I'd like to tell you about is one that I grew to love as a teen, and it is playing the guitar. So I took it up when I was about 15 years old. And I remember I took it up after listening to a famous guitarist, Eddie Van Halen, who has since passed away. And I was smitten. I loved it. I knew I wanted to play like him. I think at that time, I wasn't really one for hobbies. I mean, I remember my parents were always going on at me to pursue a hobby. They said it would look good on my CV and when applying for a job. So in the end, I took heed and I decided to take up the guitar. I got into it big time. I would while away the hours practicing my scales, playing by ear, picking up tunes as I went along. It was great. I think for me, it was a great way to disconnect from study. In fact, so much so that I remember my parents were quite on edge, worried that it was interfering with my studies. So we had to agree a fixed time for playing the guitar and a fixed time for study. So I could only play in my scheduled downtime. um, Talking about the impact on my life, I think it's been very beneficial for my life. I joined a band at university, and it was a great way to socialize and meet other friends. And for me, music has always kind of been a major part of my life since then and up until today. Nice. Okay, I can see lots of expressions that you've put up here. Great. Let me just share some of them that you've got. I took it up. Great. Somebody's asked for background music. Let's put on some jazz. Yeah. Good. Good. Tricky one. Took hid, almost. I was smitted almost. Nice. Took heed, wrong spelling, but you're there. Got into big time. Yeah, good. Took it up. Good. Scheduled downtime. Nice. Socialize. Yep. Joe, nice. Play it by ear. While away. Lovely. Also, Natalia got playing by ear. What else? Any others? Any new ones? Downtime. Good. Took heed. Yes, but the wrong spelling. Most day. Nice. Grew to love. Excellent. That's really good. Excellent. Nepata, you have a good ear. Excellent. Like it. Okay. Playing by ears. Only one. Playing by ear. Only one ear. I know I have two, but we play by ear. Oh, I love that music. Great. But let's switch. So useful vocabulary. Just going over. This is what we had there. This is what we said. Okay. So this is a tricky one. I mean, I'll just highlight. Right, tricky meaning difficult, right? Nice expression to begin an IELTS question, right? As far as I remember, right? As far as I remember means if I remember correctly, that's nice. Playing footy, it's actually with an IE, but footy is football. Playing TIG is that game. Do you know that game where as children where you run and you touch and then you're on and then they have to chase the other one and touch and then you're on? That's TIG. To grow to love. To grow to love is to, in the beginning, you don't like it, but you like it more and more and more, and you grow to love something. To grow to love. It's a good expression, right, as well. To take up means to begin. So just to make it clear, to begin a hobby, we say to take up a hobby. I'll put it in the past just to make it clear it's in the past, right? So I took it up. A difficult question. Just to make it clear what the meaning is for all of you. I took it up when I was 15. I took it up after listening to famous guitarist Eddie Van Halen. If you know him, absolute star, amazing. He's passed away. So to pass away is a nice phrasal verb meaning died. If you pass away, you die. We can say pass away or pass on, to pass on or to pass away. Died. And I was smitten. To be smitten, right? Is to be in love, basically. To be in love. So I was to be in love with somebody. I was smitten with somebody or something. I fell in love with the guitar. I was smitten. To be in love with somebody or something. I loved it. I knew I wanted to play like him. I wasn't really one for, right, which means I wasn't a fan of. Really? Whoops. Hey. Huh? I'm not one for what? I'm not one for gardening. A little bit, but not much. I'm not a big fan. Although I'm growing to love gardening more and more. My parents were always going on at. To go on at is to nag. I don't know if you know to nag, but to to tell someone to do something they don't want to do. To go on at. Oh, come on. Okay, to go on at. To tell someone to do something that they don't want to do. For example, my daughter doesn't like tidying her room. So I go on at her to tidy her room. I don't want to, I'm busy, I'm too tired. No, I go on at her to tidy her room. My wife goes on at me to clean my office. I don't always do it, right? But she tells me to do something I don't want to do. To go on at. Very simple phrasal verb, but very, very good. We can say to pursue a hobby, right? To follow or do a hobby. applying for a job, you could say, is a nice collocation. Apply for a job. In the end, I took heed. Oh, you did get the right spelling. It's me that got the right spelling. I thought it was with an A. Huh. Let me just double check, because I think there are two ways of spelling this, right? It is double E. Right. Okay. It's double E. I took heed is to follow advice. Or basically, if you like, to listen and follow advice. So if your, I don't know, if your partner gives you advice, take heed. Listen and follow the advice, right? I took heed. I got into it big time. It means I did it a lot. I practiced a lot. I played a lot. I did it a lot. I got into it big time. Nice expression. While away the hours is a really good expression. To while away is actually the phrasal verb. To while away is to spend time doing something. In a very positive way and a very relaxing way. To while away the hours is to spend a lot of time doing something. Practicing. So I would while away, I've done it again. In the past, I would while away the hours practicing. Practicing my scales, playing by ear. I don't know why it's singular, but it is. So to play by ear, if you don't know the expression, if you're a musician, if you're not a musician, you may not know, but musicians know there are two ways to play music. You can read music and play, or you can listen and make it up. So you listen to the music and you go, oh, more or less, I can try and play the same thing. Play by ear. You imitate by listening, to play by ear. It's become a wider idiom that nowadays, when you improvise, so you don't have a plan, but you improvise, let's play it by ear. It just means to improvise as well, basically, to play by ear. So you can go to work, into a meeting, and play it by ear if you don't have a plan. So to play by ear, let's put that as to, the easiest way I think to put is to improvise. Okie dokie. Picking up tunes. So to pick up is to learn informally. There's a lot here, isn't there? I didn't realize there was so much to learn informally. To pick up something. You can pick up English with me. Watch my videos. You will pick up lots of English. You will pick up informal English. I think it was a great way to, we looked at that, do you remember? It was a great way to disconnect from study. So much so that I remember my parents were on edge. To be on edge. To be worried. So on edge is nervous or worried. Notice quite. They were quite on edge. Worried or nervous. It was interfering with my studies. And it's true, right? I think I as a parent nowadays, I can really empathize with my parents, because I was like 15 or 16 and I was playing guitar all the time and I was not studying very much. And I think my parents are thinking, oh my God, what's happened? He's not studying like before. This guitar, it's taking up all the time. It's probably similar to me now seeing my daughter on TikTok and going, oh my God, she's on TikTok all the time. She should be studying more. As a parent, this is what we go through, right? So we had to agree a fixed time for playing, a fixed time for study, schedule downtown. Yeah, my schedule downtime. I got the wrong word, downtown, schedule downtime. Free time, we looked at that. Beneficial, it was a great way to socialize. Again, that expression, it was a great way to do something. It was a great way to socialize. It's been a major part of my life, like a big part of my life. Right. Good. Gosh, I realize that is a lot of information. Don't worry. You have the chance to come back and listen again. All of this is recorded, right? So whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, this live lesson is recorded. So you can come back later, or maybe tomorrow if you're tired. You can come back tomorrow, listen again, pick out what you want to do. And the notes, so all of these notes that we have over here, I will make into a PDF, and you can get the PDF on my website. If you go to the keyspeakingacademy.com, go to the live lessons, and you can get the PDF from today's lesson. We are more or less at the end, right? If you've not been to the Keith Speaking Academy, do go and check it out, because there's a lot of interesting stuff there, right? On the Keith Speaking Academy, you can find all sorts of stuff. You can find, this is the homepage. You can find out you can download my book, The Common Mistakes in IELTS Speaking. You can go to the free live lessons if you just click on the top, and there's lots of topics you can look at. There are skills and tips, lots of advice you can get all for free. And then there's the gold course as well, which is, the moment is $97 at the moment. You can get that on the website. It's going up on the 1st of June to 120, but at the moment you can still get it at 97. So just to let you know, if you're interested, I don't want to make it a hard sell at all, but if it's right for you, if you're looking for direction to build your confidence in IELTS speaking, you can go and check out the gold course. You can still get it for 97. There are now breakout rooms for practice. There are stories to review. There's this growing library, lots of live lessons. It's all happening there. So you can go and check it out. Excellent. Good. Burns, thank you so much for sharing the links to everybody. As Pradeep says, it's a very good point. Learning English is a major part of my life for honing my skills. Very, very nice. Absolutely. So we have done a lot today. We're almost finished. We've been looking today at the topic of free time. We've been looking at vocabulary, and we've been building like sentences to say, you know, whenever I have time to kill, I like watching Netflix series because I find it therapeutic, and so on and so on. We've looked at popular hobbies like train spotting and gardening and drinking cups of tea in the UK. Hobbies in the past, we've looked at using the past tense, present tense, and the future tense. And we've also had this model answer looking at the language, talking about a hobby that I had when I was young. I don't play the guitar now, some of you are asking, but I do play the violin now. Our last activity for today, and I apologize, it's quite late. I realize this has been a long session. Normally it's an hour and a half. We've gone on a long time, but if you're still here, well done. Keep going. You're doing a great job. This is the fun bit. This is where we just kick back, relax, disconnect, and play a game together. To play Kahoot, it's very, very easy, right? You need to go to kahoot.it, and there you sign in with your name. Just enter your name and the PIN, okay? I'm going to turn this on now so you can get the PIN. Let me show you what it looks like. If I just change over here, there's the PIN. So you need to sign in at kahoot.it, put in your name and the PIN 7373083. And that's it. In a moment, we will begin. Don't worry if you can't get in. You can just put your answer in the chat. Okay, that's it. People are coming in. So you basically need to come here to see the question, but on a different browser or a different tab, you can get the Kahoot.it and you'll get the answers, right? You get to choose. Basically, you will see the different colors. You'll see red, blue, yellow, green. I'll read out the question and you choose the right answer, right? You just choose which you think is the correct answer. This will just take about 10 minutes. We're going to review some of the vocabulary from today. So let's go in and have a look. Mirka, can you make the PDF printer friendly? Not so many pages. Free space and color. Okay, I will try. Good suggestion. I will try. Yes. ZZ, I'm raring to Kahoot. We're really excited. Great. Henrietta, thank you so much for the comment. It's very, very kind. Sevgi, an amazing teacher. Thank you so much. Great. So listen, we're still there. We're in Kahoot. Let's do it. Kahoot time. Where are we? Where is Kahoot? Come back. How many people have we got in? We've got 78 people. That's great. I'm going to make this a bit smaller so we can all fit in. I'll just give you a few more seconds to sign in if you want, and then we will start. Wow, there's a lot of people in. Okay, let's begin. Here we go. I'm not busy. I have lots of time on my blank today. Feet, hands, legs, head. I'm not busy. I have lots of time on my blank today. Is it feet, hands, legs, or head? What do you think? And you can put your answer in the chat if you didn't get in. Well done, Channeling Ang. Good, well done. The answer was hands, right? I have time on my hands. A few people said feet. Time on your feet. No, time on your hands means you have free time, right? Okay, nice, well done. Let's see who was the fastest. Oh, Mogad, you were number 1. You were the quickest. Ian second, and me number 3. Excellent. Next question. I'm quite keen blank playing the guitar. In, at, on, or for. I'm quite keen blank playing the guitar. Is it in, at, on, or for? Channeling, you're good. Well done. Kathy Lou, see you. Well done. Elvira, lovely. Good answer. Yeah, I think most of you got this. It's to be keen on. Keen on. A few people said in and at, but no, it's keen on doing something, right, with the gerund. Let's see the leaderboard. Oh, things have moved. Mia, out of the blue, has come up in first place. Me, stolen second place. Ian, you've dropped to third. Nikolai and Karina doing well, and Annie is up 18 places. Question number 3. Which is the odd one out? Which is different? Therapeutic, relaxing, satisfying, or disturbing? So which is the odd one out? Meaning which one is different in meaning? Therapeutic, relaxing, satisfying, or disturbing? So you have 30 seconds to answer, right? Oh, that's interesting. A lot of different answers, but the right answer was disturbing, right? Because therapeutic and relaxing and satisfying are very similar in meaning, right? Satisfying is a little different, but very similar. Disturbing is the opposite, right? If something is disturbing you, it's making you nervous and anxious, not relaxed. It's the opposite meaning. So disturbing is the right answer, right? Let's see the leaderboard. Mia, you're still there. Well done. Me and Ian are still there. Rosella has moved up into 4th. And Kellen, you're the highest climber. Here we go. The last question. My parents were always blank on at me to pursue a hobby. Going, saying, telling, or asking. My parents were always blank on at me to pursue a hobby. Going, saying, telling, or asking. Well done, Jane. You've got it. This is one we saw right at the end. Oh, well done. Going. They were going on at me. To go on at someone is to tell someone to do something they don't want to do, right? To go on at. Really good phrasal verb. We did that at the very end, so most of you got it right. 30 people got it right. It's time for the moment of truth. Who is the winner? Let's find out. Third place, Nikolai, well done. Mia, you're in 2nd. And the winner? Whoa, it's me. It's not me, it's you. Me. Well done, me. Whoever you are, me, well done, congratulations. You got it. You got the right answer. Very, very nice. Great. Well, listen, thank you, all of you, so much for joining me today. Thank you for joining on today's lesson, which was all about free time. The lesson is recorded, so you can come back and listen again and again if you want. Go to my website to get the PDF. It's the Keith Speaking Academy. If you want to go there, www.keithspeakingacademy.com. You can get the PDF and lots more information about IELTS speaking. Follow me on the Facebook page if you're into Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, Keith Speaking Academy, and of course YouTube, English Speaking Success. Those of you on YouTube, do remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. That's it. Our next live lesson, well, if you're in the gold course, next Thursday, we have a live lesson, and the week after. For the public live lesson is the first Thursday of each month. So the next one is going to be on the 1st of June for our next public live lesson, right? Great. Thank you so much for joining today. It has been a pleasure. It's been really interesting. I've really enjoyed being here with you. Thank you so much. Go and have a rest. It's been a long session. Go and chill out. Have a real rest. And let's leave with a bit of music. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you. And you too, Ludmila. Bye, Bella. You're welcome, Vladimir. Pleased to hear that, Renato. Shout out to Joran Lee. Thank you so much, Layla. Always good to see you here. Padmini, best of luck. You will do a great job, I'm sure. Nice avatar, Dandao. Thank you, Samira. Arigato, April. Usefully, that's interesting. Kibar, thank you. Cheers, Elena. Thank you, lovely Sevgi. Cheerio. Bye-bye.